Three different hazards that parents need to be aware of this summer. And here to tell us more about those is Dr. Aaron Mayer. Thank you so much
for
being here. He's a pediatrician with Meritas Health Pediatrics. Okay, we're going to start with the first one. We talk about slides a lot in the summertime being hot and, you know, burning kids, but they can be dangerous for another reason as well.
Yes, I can't tell you how many times I've seen parents slide down the slides with their toddlers on their lap. And that may seem safe, but it's actually putting their children at risk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so what happens is the shoe can stick to the slide, and then the child's leg can twist underneath the adult's leg.
Oh, yeah, or they could go tumbling,
exactly,
too.
as they go down the slide. That can cause a fracture of one of the lower bones in the leg called a toddler's fracture. So it's actually kind of risky to have a toddler on your lap when you go down the slide.
Okay, we also know water, of course, staying hydrated is important, but it's hard to gauge our kids because they need more water than we do,
Exactly.
Right?
So children, they regulate their temperature different than adults. So it may not be as obvious if they're suffering from signs of dehydration or heat exhaustion or even heat stroke.
Okay.
So it's important to have plan ahead if you're going to be outside in the heat. Make sure that you have shade or an air conditioning that you can go into. Also make sure you have plenty of water to make sure that kiddos are staying hydrated. If kiddos are less than 6 months old, make sure you have some extra breast milk or formula to keep them hydrated as well.
Are there warning signs to notice if they start to become dehydrated?
Yeah, great question. There are. So the first signs that you would see for dehydration are someone's not urinating as much, or their skin is clammy, they're not sweating as much. That means they don't have enough fluid.
Okay.
And then later signs would be fatigue, headaches. They're not acting as energetic as they would or should be as they're playing outside. Lastly, if they're changed in their mental status, if they're acting differently, if they're not communicating well, those would all be signs that they're having some side effects from the heat.
Okay. Finally, we need to talk about bug bites, and we're not talking about, you know, getting illnesses or diseases from bug bites, but just bug bites getting infected and things like that.
Yeah, thankfully in Missouri and Kansas, it's rare to have a severe illness from an insect bite. The most common things that we'll see in the clinic, though, are infected bug bites.
Because they're scratching them.
Because they're scratching it, and that increases the risk of infection. So the best way to prevent bug bites is prevention, so insect repellent. I usually recommend an insect repellent that contains DEET. DEET is safe for kiddos greater than 2 months old.
Okay.
Just wash it off when you get inside. And then if your bug bite is really itchy, you can put some calamine lotion or hydrocortisone ointment on it to decrease that itch and to decrease that risk of getting it infected.
All right, Dr. Mayer, thank you so much for being with us today. When in doubt about whether your child is experiencing a normal reaction to something, always ask your doctor. If you'd like to get in touch with Dr. Mayer, you can visit meritashealth.com.